Yes, but they're my own original creation, because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball.
Rachel Zegler is furious. After months of defending Disney's Snow White remake, the internet has turned the movie into a meme, and now entire cartoon studios are dragging it frame by frame. According to reports, Rachel is deeply upset and even considering therapy after seeing the backlash explode. But it's not just social media that's mocking her. It's animated TV shows, meme channels, and entire production houses, all turning the movie into a punchline. Disney made a bold move by recasting Snow White with a modern message and a cast that leaned into progressive storytelling. But instead of praise, they got roasted. The remake reportedly lost hundreds of millions at the box office, and cartoon studios wasted no time calling it out. Let's break them down one by one, starting with Family Guy. This show has never held back, and when it came to Disney's remakes, they fired the first animated short before the Snow White drama even hit full swing. In one now viral clip, a frozen Walt Disney is revived in a hospital. The doctor leans over and says, "Welcome back, Mr. Disney." Then Walt asks, "Are they still making Disney remakes?" The doctor nods. "Put me back in."
Welcome back, Mr. Disney.
Did they stop the remakes?
No.
Put me back in.
One line. Total annihilation. Family Guy was already calling out Disney's reboot obsession before Rachel Zegler even filmed her first Snow White scene. Then came the second jab, way more direct. Peter Griffin walks through Disneyland while a roller coaster dives in the background. What's written under the track? Disney stock. It's subtle, but brutal. The visual says it all. Disney's value is crashing alongside its brand. But the third roast? It hit the hardest. Peter is watching TV. He sees a pretty girl and says, "Wow, that girl is hot." His friend replies, "That's a boy." Then it happens again, and again, until Peter screams, "What is everything?"
Oh, that girl's hot.
That's a guy.
That other guy's handsome.
That's a girl.
That cat is cute.
That's a dog.
What is everything?
It wasn't just a gag. It was a full-blown takedown of Hollywood's obsession with identity confusion and representation-first casting. Family Guy didn't name Rachel, but the message was loud and clear. Audiences are exhausted. And the truth is, Family Guy was just a beginning. Because what South Park did next wasn't just a roast. It was a full-blown animated nuke, and it didn't spare anyone, from Kathleen Kennedy to Snow White to Disney's entire boardroom. If Family Guy swung first, South Park dropped the nuke. In their now infamous special, Joining the Pandaverse, South Park delivered the most savage takedown of Disney's modern era, and Snow White was one of the biggest targets. The episode features a version of Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm and one of the architects of Disney's current direction. She holds a magical artifact called the Panda Stone, which she uses to insert diverse, rewritten characters into every franchise. The satire? Brutal. Every classic movie and series is rebooted with the same formula.
Is there a problem, people?
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Put a chick in it and make her gay. That one line, just 8 words, completely torched the strategy behind Disney's live-action reboots. And yeah, South Park went after Star Wars. But Snow White was right in their line of fire, especially since the backlash around Rachel Zegler had already become a full-on symbol of how badly Disney's remakes were being received.
Exactly what it is you're afraid of.
I keep having the same dream. Everywhere I look, people are being replaced.
Okay, and who do you think is going to have you replaced?
Them. The puppet masters. The last time I had the dream, I was walking down the school hallway. And then I see Butters, and he's like, "Hey, Eric, you want to see what my mom packed me for lunch?" And that's when I start to notice that something's wrong. Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced.
Even conservative commentators like Ben Shapiro reacted to the episode, calling it one of the most honest things South Park has ever done about Hollywood. And then came the Daily Wire. After watching Disney's struggle with Snow White's release, Daily Wire Studios announced they were making their own version, one that would be propaganda-free.
The main point. We're just trying to represent the values that Snow White is based in, the timeless values that we all loved growing up that are sadly being forgotten in this new adaptation. Weird.
Not rewritten. and true to the original fairy tale. No gender swaps, no political statements, just classic Snow White. The announcement went viral, but then things got complicated. Brett Cooper, the actress originally attached to play the lead, quietly exited the project. No statement, no follow-up. The movie is now stuck in limbo. Still, the teaser alone racked up millions of views, and the audience response was overwhelmingly clear. People are desperate for non-political entertainment again. Whether or not the project gets made, the message landed. And while that was happening, one of the biggest cartoon roasts yet came from a YouTube creator, not a network. Beanie Brothers, a well-known animation duo, dropped a 60-second parody of Disney's Snow White that quickly passed 9 million views. And here's the kicker. It was done in exactly the style Rachel Zegler claimed she wanted.
Magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
Let's see. Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you? Spare me your white savior complex.
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
I'm really sorry. I was just trying to be kind.
Kind? If you want to be kind, disappear and take the patriarchy with you. Seriously, go away, stalker. You're weird. Weird.
My queen, you're the fairest, but no longer the most evil.
Wait, what?
Gritty, modern, no prince, no romance, just a cynical girl boss on a mission. The video opens with Snow White trash-talking the dwarfs, mocking the original tale, and demanding a rewrite of her destiny. It's fast, hilarious, and brutal. Ironically, Beanie Brothers gave Rachel the movie she said she wanted, and still made it look ridiculous. That's when fans started commenting things like, "This isn't a parody. It's exactly what Disney is making." And that's what makes it so savage. So far, Snow White's been roasted by Family Guy, South Park, Daily Wire, and now YouTube animators. But there's one cartoon studio left that hasn't fired yet, and when they do, it might be the final blow. Because if The Simpsons steps in, it's over. By now, Disney's taken cartoon Ellis from all directions. Family Guy, South Park, viral YouTubers, even political commentators. But one major player stayed quiet. The Simpsons. And that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Because unlike other shows, The Simpsons is owned by Disney. Which means when they roast something, they are technically mocking their own boss. But here's the thing. They've already started warming up. In recent seasons, The Simpsons has taken subtle shots at Marvel fatigue, corporate reboots, and even Star Wars. If you look close, you'll notice they've been testing how far they can push it without breaking the mouse's leash. And now, with Snow White turning into a meme, the internet is asking, will The Simpsons finally roast Disney's woke era head-on? If they do, it won't be loud. It'll be smart.
Finally learning their lesson, they are stopping indefinitely the development of a live-action Tangled movie. Now, Disney is not coming forward and saying exactly why this Tangled live-action remake has been halted, but The Hollywood Reporter writes this. The pause occurs in the wake of the rather underwhelming release of Disney's latest live-action adaptation, Snow White. They flopped so hard in Snow White, trying to be brazen and rewrite history and representative of its modern audience, and we all saw how that went. So maybe, if Tangled ever gets picked back up off the cutting room floor, you stick to what—
A quiet, brutal side comment tucked into a couch gag or a flashback sequence. But when it lands, it'll be final. Because if even Disney's own satire machine turns on them, that's the industry's signal that the audience is completely done. And the pressure's only getting worse. Behind the scenes, Disney is reportedly panicking about its next remake, Tangled. Early reports show it could cost up to $500 million, making it the most expensive Disney remake ever. That would be a bold swing if Snow White hadn't just lost them over $200 million. Now imagine pitching that budget while Rachel Zegler, yes, the face of the last disaster, is still being rumored for Rapunzel. Disney execs know that's a PR nightmare waiting to happen. One wrong casting announcement, One bad interview, and the internet will start the roast before the trailer even drops. But this goes beyond individual movies. According to multiple reports, Disney has lost close to $900 million across its woke flops in recent years. And analysts aren't blaming the economy. They are blaming creative direction. Even Megyn Kelly did a full segment on it, saying Disney's biggest problem isn't politics. It's arrogance, thinking the audience will show up no matter what, thinking they can replace story with statements and still hit box office gold. So here we are, one failed remake, 4 cartoon studios mocking it, millions in losses, and the biggest satirical brand in history, The Simpsons, still waiting in the wings. The only question now is, will Disney course correct or double down? When Family Guy clowns you, it's funny. When South Park nukes you, it stings. When Beanie Brothers drops a 60-second YouTube short and it hits harder than your $250 million film, that's a wake-up call. But when will all of them do it in the span of a year? That's not comedy anymore. That's a cultural message. And Disney still doesn't seem to get it. Snow White didn't flop because people hate women, or diversity, or reimaginings. It flopped because it didn't feel like a story anymore. It felt like a press release wrapped in a fairy tale costume. Audiences aren't rejecting change. They are rejecting preachy storytelling that puts a message before magic. And now the studio that once defined childhood is being roasted on every screen, from network TV to TikTok, to the point where even Disney fans are stepping away. This isn't a one-time backlash. It's a pattern. And unless something changes, it's only getting louder. The fans aren't mad because Snow White evolved. They are mad because it got replaced. So what do you think? Are these cartoon roasts unfair attacks, or are they just saying what everyone else is thinking? Is there still time for Disney to turn it around, or are they too deep into the woke era to pull back? Let us know in the comments below. We're watching everything. And if you thought this breakdown was wild, just wait for what's coming next. No princesses, no fairy tales, but just as messy. See you next time.